I'm here, I'm your statue. Your heart is a magnet, I'm coming at you. Girl, you're my target, I'm aiming at you. You're a comet, I'm trying to catch you. We can break any rule they ever taught you. Forget about anything they ever bought you. Cause me and you don't need a lot in this world to get by. Plus you know I got you, you pull me in. I don't resist, time seems to fly but the clock doesn't tick. I crash into you, we both feel the hit. We both feel the way that our chemicals mix. And I wish that
if I just keep my eyes shut, maybe this time it will be enough.
So I need the dark. Without you here, I would never see the stars. I'm headed for you. Put on the gas. I'm coming straight at you, no looking back.
Good evening everyone on the APAC server. Today I'm following the third Pro Skill Tournament, the first day of the third Pro Skill Tournament. So a lot of you would know by now the format of the Pro Skill Tournament, but I'm just going to repeat that again. It's a two-stage tournament. Both of these stages are played in a double elimination format, which essentially means there are two teams, or there are two teams that will drop out of the tournament, and the other two teams for stage 1 will advance to stage 2. And stage 2, pretty much this format is used to rank the placing of the teams. So in layman terms, every team has 2 lives, and if they lose 2 rounds, they are not going to play any more tournaments unless they're in the grand final, which is the last round of the bracket. Again, 4 teams in each bracket. First stage, all games will be played in the best of 3 series, and as for stage 2, all games will be played in the best of 5 series, except the upper bracket first round, which will be played in best of 3 series. So if you have no idea about the double elimination format, this is a good visualization. So as you can see, there are 2 teams that will be out of the losers bracket or the lower bracket, as they will have lost 2 already, and the top 2 teams will advance to the next stage, and same for stage 2, except there is no stage 3, and this is merely used for ranking purposes. The most important thing here would be the number of cups that each team could earn. Tonight they could earn a lot more cups than the first 2 Pro Skill tournaments, so they have to be. So it's imperative for them to do really well tonight. So we have as much as 9,782 cups up for grabs here, and that will put them in a comfortable position coming to the 4th Pro Skill tournament, where there are even more cups up for grabs. So 2 main things here. The cups progressively increases as the Pro Skill tournament barrels on. Second of all would be, for each stage you advance to, you'll get twice the amount of cups as the stage, as a previous round that you're in, or the previous, or the lower position that you're guaranteed to be in. This is the timeline for the spring season. Today is the 3rd. We're looking at the 3rd Pro Skill tournament, and we have 4 in total. So this is the 2nd last Pro Skill tournament. Professionals tournament will be held on the 10th, from the 10th to the 13th for the group stage and final stage, 18th to the 20th. For the challengers tournament, it will be from the 10th to the 14th May. I will be streaming the grand final and hopefully the lower bracket final for the challengers tournament. Same dates for the lower echelon championship. The format is slightly different, but not too far away from the format of challengers tournament. This is the April schedule. I hope Hotolia would put up the May schedule soon, and I will update that accordingly. But one thing that will not be changed will be the quick tournaments that will be held on every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday, and you can even earn coins on Saturday quick tournaments. So it's a great chance for you to train your team and chill out with your clanmates. Okay, so this is the bracket I'm going to be following tonight. It's Group 4, and this is supposedly the most brutal bracket here. SDIJ, Arasok, and TSIA are all in the same bracket, which means Arasok, the TSIA, SDIJ, only 2 teams can qualify. One of them will not be playing tomorrow. So there is a lot of stake at hand for all these 3 teams. SDIJ currently the highest in the leaderboard, and Arasok at the moment is in the 10th place, and they didn't qualify in the last Pro Skill tournament, and they have to do that this time, because if they don't, their top 8 hopes are pretty much all but over. TSIA, they would want to qualify as well if they want a spot in the top 16, although they are currently in the 14th place and a good distance away from the 17th place, but they still want to qualify tonight. And Madbox has made the following predictions. for the top 8. Risk, GV, ID, Nomad, NQRY, SDIJ, Insert, and XPT. As you can all see for the power rating, XPT is currently ranked 10th. So this is not exactly borrowed from the power rating. It takes into account the current number of cups that these teams have, and also the position they're in, the amount rating they get in the power rating. So the clan Insert is like with number 1, is not predicted to finish in top 8 because currently they're pretty low on the leaderboard, which could explain things. But one clan that you might take notice of, as we could see very soon, I'm going to switch lounge and I will be getting into the room as soon as possible, would be Lemur. You might be aware that they have really good seeding this tournament, and as I heard from them, they are playing for fun, and they are really not setting any goal here. But most of them were from EVG and P1, so you can expect really good quality gameplay from them. But I suppose they haven't really trained at all for the spring season, so they will get a bit rusty. But they are still a really competent team. I think Lancelot or LXION would be the person calling, because they are the leader, or the captain of the team. So yeah, I would say they are still a good team to watch. They're in the same group as EVG, so a really great chance for EVG to pick up some points tonight, as they are currently in the 16th place. For Lemur, I think they will be looking for a top 16 finish, which I don't think is out of the question. They have good seeding. They have a strong team full of talented players from EVG and P1, so they are expected to catch up, I will say, and finish in the top 16 and qualify for the Challengers Tournament. If they continue with this team in the next season, maybe they will go back as EVG, or maybe they will maintain as they could go back as P1, or maybe they would continue to be Lemur. Then I think they will be one of the top 8 teams to look out for. But anyway, we'll go and look at the lineup for both teams. Hello to Polariatica. We have a great time. Thanks to UX sending me the clan logo the other day. Now I have all clan logos for all the top 16 headphones. I'm still waiting for a couple of clan logos for the EU server, which I think my message has been ignored. But I just put a message on the official Wargaming Discord. So I would pester you again with the clan logos if you're in the Challengers Tournament or beyond. So I'm pretty much talking about FaZe, which is the likeliest out of the ones that I'm looking for clan logos, I mean. But anyway, I'm going off a tangent. Looking at Arasok versus TSIA, we are going to be seeing both of these teams playing on Winter Marinovka. Daytona still not ready at the moment. But they have to be ready because only 10 seconds left to go. Oh no, we could see only 6 players. Daytona is now here. Don't scare me. But yeah, we'll look at the lineup here. We have Arasok taking triple 60 TPs, an IS4, IS7 mouse, and the T100 LT. On the TSIA side, we have an IS7, a Strift K, T100 LT, a double T110E5, a T95 E6, and a VK72.01K. Both of these teams are pretty competent, and Arasok, I think this is pretty much their lifeline, and they have to qualify from that group. Looking at Orgia, the T100 LT spotted up 155, and we're running away from this area here. We have Arasok with Karen in 60 TP spotted. TSIA so far is playing really defensively. But that will give chances for Arasok to get a cap. C is completely empty. No one is looking at that. I suppose Arasok could try get C, but they will get A instead, and TSIA just retreated. I am not sure what they have in mind here, because they could pretty much rush there. But I mean, they probably don't want to get shot by those double 6 TP, so I could understand that. Instead, TSIA would rotate to C, try to get C, but they would still not have the cap lead. They're basically rotating to a position where no one is there, to no man's land. I believe that's not the right term, but literally it's like that. If you know what I mean. But they will get C nonetheless. So so the cap point deficit would still be a tank away from flipping. But great shots from Augia onto Sunny. Good spotting there. Now Augia is taking a couple of hits. Augia bounces again, but this is a good start for Arasok, even if they bounce a couple here, because Arasok will have a good hit point put advantage, now leading by more than 1.7k, or maybe 1.6k. This is poor mental skills. And Door spotted here. What could our TSIA essentially do here? They don't have a lot of options. Either they could push into B, or they could go back and take A, or rush through C. Actually, 3 options. Rush beyond C, take A, or take B. But Arasok, as all of the defending teams know, they will look at the A and B cap, or B cap, so they don't lose a cap, or the cap advantage. So TSIA, they don't have a lot of choices. B will be heavily fortified, so I will not go for that. So it's either A or C for me. But their rotation has been spotted thanks to Augia and the T100LT, and I think also this is the time for them to respond to a potential TSIA rotation. And I like how, I mean, look at this position, but Augia spotted up pretty much essentially the entire TSIA team, but I think they have trouble running away. Now they are spotted and they are perma-tracked. Oh, I think our Augia is now in deep trouble. Can they run away without getting killed? No, it's a kill, which means Arasok has to do something now. They do not have the cap lead, and it's a great kill from TSIA. I think Augia just left it way too late for running. Good position for spotting, but TSIA is now biting back. And no. Is also in deep trouble. TSI is now rushing into that tank, and Arasok is providing little response here, and hit points are now in favor of TSIA, and Arasok is trying to get great stage out of the fight as well, but it's going to be a 2 versus 2 potentially. Arasok looking very spread out, and I don't like how this is going here. Daytona looking and the Door, they have to kill the VK here. They do. But Daytona is on fire. The fire's been extinguished, but now they have been killed by 155. And the 60 TP is still full health, but not really in the fight. And I think this is the problem here. Arasok a bit too spread out, and they didn't consolidate. And great shot into Shibakase, but they have to get some kills out of the way. Those double 60 TPs are still extremely healthy. And TSIA will win this by caps if Arasok isn't doing much, and it will be the case. TSIA gets a win here. 1-0 important start for TSIA, and Arasok started this one extremely well. Completely spotted TSIA rotation, but that T100LT left it way too late to rotate, and Arasok spiraled into Bedlam, and they absolutely have no idea what to do in that situation. And TSIA capitalized on the huge mistake from Arasok and take out the isolated tanks. And from that point onwards, there's not much Arasok can do here. The double 60 TPs were not in the fight for the entirety of the game, and they still have a lot of hit points in their repository, and that's not good. That's not good for Arasok by any means, and TSIA will get a win. And Arasok will definitely have to be vigilant. They threw away such an important advantage there. They don't want to commit the same mistakes as last time, because they could definitely win that, if not for a couple of issues with their organization, and they will need to change something up. TSIA have to maintain that advantage. Great, good start for them, but there is still a lot to do for them in order to win against Arasok. So we're going to be seeing some changes to the lineup here. Arasok will be taking double Asterisk case, 1 T100 LT, 160 GP, 1 T125, a 97 and a mouse with TSIA going 4, double T125, double 60 TP, a Super Conqueror, a VK, and a 97. So let's say what both teams are going to do here. Arasok versus TSIA. Arasok. They have a second chance if they don't win against TSIA in the upper bracket first round. But they have to do a lot better this time. Orgia, very important last battle in terms of spotting and losing the tank. Can they spot the TSIA going into B and C though? I don't think so. And Orgia, at least they know no one's going for A. So Arasok will get the cap lead again. And TSIA, they can try to get C without any contest. Will they get B as well? That's a $1 million question. C will be captured by TSIA later. And Arasok will get a cap lead on A. Good shot onto Ting Yi. And C will be obtained. Yes, it's a similar situation as last battle. Arasok getting a cap lead and trading better than TSIA. But TSIA has made the decision to drop into B. And this is going to test whether Arasok is able to reset B or if they can't reset B. But no one is resetting B. I don't know why. Arasok is paying attention to TSIA rushing onto Karen instead. They have to group up now because Karen will not be long for this world. Good shots onto disappearing Poland. So far, TSIA have the hit point pool advantage. They also have the cap advantage. But in terms of positioning, Arasok might have the advantage here. We're going to be seeing whether Arasok is going to make this work. Orgia takes a big hit from the Super Conqueror, but the mouse is going to be a one-shot. They do not have a lot of hit points left here. And New has to come in to help the team. Door is now dead. Sunny Door is also dead. Karin's not long for this world. The hit points still in favor of TSIA. It's all about focus fire. Both teams aren't really doing that. TSIA being slightly better in the focus fire, and I think that could be the difference here. Arasok are now focusing their attention onto Chinese instead. Fire motion, base shot onto Chinese, but Sengi will try to survive for a long time. Hiroi is the focus for TSIA. It's still really messy gameplay for both teams. 4 versus 4 now. Orgia is trying to cap A, and they do not have a lot of hit points. Pretty much a one shot. If they could get back the caps, that would be essential. But fire motion is the focus for TSIA. It's a base shot onto Daytona for Great Sage. Wasn't supposed to get that to put a shot onto Daytona though. Great Sage is now down to a one shot, but also Daytona is down to a one shot. And now it's going to, and fire motion going to turn its attention onto 155 instead. It's a 3 versus 3. That T100 LT being alive on the battlefield is going to matter so much. But fire motion is down to a one shot. Tracked. No, he's going to distract them for now because fire motion. They will be taken out by Ryan Fury, I suppose. It will be the case. Yes, it will be the case. And No receives a bounce from 155. And No will hope to maintain the hit points here. And it's great capture from Orgia onto B. Now Arasok have all 3 caps, and Ryan Fury's trying to locate Orgia. Orgia has to stay safe. They have done a really great job getting all 3 caps and pressures onto TSIA. They have to get the tanks out quickly. But 155 bounces again onto No, and No. Great opportunity. No, they will not kill. They will not kill 155. Ryan Fury dropping into B, but I think it's too late for TSIA. Arasok winning with 1,000 cap points. Great job to Arasok Orgia. This time they will not be they will not be the center of the team. They have done an amazing job getting all 3 caps, and this is the consequence of not getting that light tank out during the brawl. And look at how much damage it has imposed on TSIA with getting all 3 caps. Arasok clinging on to that victory here. It wasn't an easy victory for them. They were losing with the in the brawl fest, and TSIA would be feeling extremely gutted for losing this. And now we're going to Yukon. Now both teams tied 1-1. Important win for Arasok, and can they pick up this momentum and bring it to the upper bracket final, where they could potentially meet SDIJ, which is a likely opponent. And if Arasok is able to do that, then there is a better chance for them to qualify. Although if they lose to SDIJ, I imagine they will face TSIA again in the lower bracket final. So let's see what both teams are going to do here. So Yukon, different map than Winterbar and Novka in that being it's a bit more enclosed, but and it's also slightly flatter, not by much. So there are lots of similarities, but then there are lots of differences too. It's also a 4-cap map, mind you. So this is going to be an interesting affair, but pressure will be off. Pressure will be eased a bit for Arasok if they qualify. But who will qualify to the upper bracket final? We'll find out soon. Thanks for 30 people watching here so far. Great to see that. Arasok. Now, putting most of the tanks over to ANC. With the i7s capturing C right at the beginning, and TSIA, Chengyi, and ICFC going to get B as well. But Arasok once again will get the cap lead because they get C more quickly than TSIA getting B, and I don't think the cap lead is going to matter too much. They also have the better advantage with the crossfire. Great shot from Hero onto Great Sage. Oh, but takes a shot from Sunny instead, and another from Disappearing Poland. So the initial advantage of Arasok in the trading game is completely extinguished. But we could see a big push coming here from Arasok onto ICFC. I think this push could work really well, and TSIA have to do something on the other side. But it's not going to be easy for them because they're pushing onto 3 TPs and already a tank down for TSIA. The IGSC is out of the fight, and the rest of the RS0C team is trying to get Chinese out of the way, but Disappearing Poland is now very low. Great job, just 666 TPs, managing the numerical disadvantage situation. Chinese being taken out, and also great kill from Hero. It's now 7 versus 4. Things are looking really good for Arasok at the moment. And Ryan Fury is now down to 1 shot. Arasok, this push, oh my goodness, it's amazing to watch. Ryan Fury is out of the fight. They are now tagging Great Sage, good discipline, good organization. Arasok, this is much, much better. TSIA, I think they were hesitating over to Wei, and they weren't doing focus fire nicely. Daito that's not going to last for long. Bounces onto Sunny Dolls, but I think it's all over for TSIA. They will be condemned to the lower bracket first round, where they will likely meet Minos and Arasok. They deserve to be in the upper bracket final, and they will face SDIJ. NVN is now out of the fight, and Ogia takes out Sunny Dolls. Well done to RS0C. This is fantastic. Great push there. That leaves TSI a little room to improvise, and they will meet SDIJ in the upper bracket final. But we will follow TSIA versus Minos in the lower bracket first round, where we will be seeing I think Minos would be. Let me see. Minos have lost to SDIJ 0-2. This could be a quick one. I think. Let's see if we have 7 versus 7 for both teams. But great start for our side. I'm impressed about the tiebreaker performance. Hi, Patrick. How are you doing? I'm going to enter that result again as well. SDIJ 2-0 against Minos and Minos. They only have 6 so far, but I'm going to actually go back to the lounge and let's look at the results for other groups. Okay, so we have Yukio 2-1 against KWG. I feel sorry for KWG. They have the worst seeding as the top 16 hopeful because of their win rate. But they went really close to Yukio again. And Yukio would be playing against Nomad in the bracket final. SBZ lost to Crank. Oh my lord, what happened there? That was not a good start for SBZ by any means. They were tipped to be a top 8 contender, but that result was not good enough. So that means SVZ will have to fight against Agni. Meanwhile, we have Group 3, XPT and Scam qualifying, and that is to be expected. And Insert versus 10JK in favor of Insert. So great job to Insert. We have Lieber 2-0 against KAZZ and EVG 2-0 against GHB. Meanwhile, we have Group 7, the other Insert with the number 1, 2-0 against Sourcener and GV 2-0 against M1. So it's not something surprising here. Finally, we have Group 8. Group 8, we have NQRY 2-0 against CXNZ and NEMAT 2-0 against Rise. So once again, nothing shocking here. Okay, so we only have 2 minutes left to go. We're likely to be seeing 7 versus 6 here. TSIA versus Minos. Would not be good news for Minos, but as for TSIA, it will be good for them to at least qualify to the lower bracket final, and we shall find out which clan they're playing against. Well, let's go back to the room here. Okay. So looking at the lineup here, we have TSIA taking double Crown Bargains, a Strift K, a Super Conqueror, an MLE, a 97, and a T100 LT. Meanwhile, we have Minos. They will be taking double D100, an M60O, a 50B, a 97, and a 60TP. And I will update the number of cups later because because we don't have time to do that. 7 versus 6 should not be too difficult for TSIA and Minos. I think they're taking a lot of heavies because super heavies as well, because they only have 6 players. They want to even out with the they want to go even with the number of hit points they have. But their effective APM will be a lot lower. And if they are dealing with mobility, they would definitely suffer. So Minos, can they perform well at a numerical disadvantage inherently? And I hope they have 7 players in the next premium skill tournaments where it will be the most important one. Essentially they have no chance in the top 16, but they can still be in the lower echelon championship where they can still perform really well, but they will have a lot of competition there. It will be interesting to see how they play. So Rhyme Fury, not Rhyme Fury, it will be TSIA. Today is not a really sunny day, is it? They will be committing their forces over to, although it was shining a couple of minutes ago, I think. NVN dropping right to B at the start. This will not give Minos the cap advantage. They're still crawling towards A, and that would take a really long time. And Minos, in the IS7, now in position, but TSIA. They have a couple of tanks spotted. A lot of tanks of Minos are spotted as well. Rhyme Fury trying to put some shots onto Minos, but it is not landing anywhere. Good shot onto Pong. The IS7 in the middle. I'm not sure if it's a good idea to rush already. They are perma-tracked. I think it's a terrible idea. No one would want to do that if the other team is not pushing forward. And even then, why would you go out in the open and get tracked by the rest of the enemy team? That was not a good move at all. Pong is now the next tank in focus for TSIA, and Minos is dropping hit points like flies at the moment. Oscar coming in alone. This is not a good move as well. Pong is now dead, and I think this is going to finish really quickly. Minos do not stand a fighting chance at all. It's now a 7 versus 3. I hope they improve in the next one, because this is definitely not a coordinated team. It looks like they do not communicate at all. Those individual pushers are not effective at all. That's not how you play tournaments, I'm afraid. HD is now down to 1 shot will be killed here. And Natch would be the last person standing, and 1-0 to TSIA. Well done to TSIA. They still have 7 tanks alive with good amount of hit points. And Minos, they have to be patient. They do not want to go out in the open or push alone, and this is not random battles. You're going to get punished if you push alone and go out in the open without support from the team. I mean, even a random, I do not want to be too harsh on them, to be honest, but yeah. But this is not what we are looking for. They have to be more vigilant about the surroundings. I mean, even without communication, they should have been able to avoid these kind of mistakes, in my opinion. But we're going to be saying TSIA taking double T110E5, a Strift K Super Conqueror, an IS7 with a T100 LT, the Kramwagen. Hello, Juicy and Wayne in the chat. And hello, Campon. And hello, Super Mouse. We're going to be seeing changes onto the Minos side. We're seeing a Hori, TVP, an M60 and i7 E100, and potentially the 50B again. Let's hope we have some better. We will see a better performance by Minos, but I'm not entirely impressed by how they perform so far. And HD has to ready up if they don't want to playing with only 5 players. And we'll be back.
to roll out.
So this time TSIA red team from the north spawn will put their tanks over to sea, and Minos blue team from the south spawn. Let's look at NVN in the T100 LT, and Pong going to be in a interesting route, but that would not give Minos the cap lead because DVP is slower than T100 LT. So Minos have to make a push in the end. Minos is spreading out a lot actually. Those IS-7s going into the town side, and the E100 also going to the town side. Will TSIA just make a big push? I think they're doing that exactly. And Minos need to respond to that because they're going to lose these 3 tanks really quickly. But they're not coming in to support. Oh dear. The IS-7 will be out very soon. They're like 5 against 3. And that IS-7 is not retreating at all. And the next tank TSI will be going for will be the Nacha player, which is down to 847 hit points. And will be down very quickly. And TSI is also looking for HD. We also have Pong down on the A side. And 2 tanks out very quickly. And now finally we are seeing Oscar and Duck 2 versus 2. I don't expect the Minos team to communicate about the town push, which the other side would be expected to rotate to support them, but it was an evisceration by TSIA. Again, 7 tanks still alive, and Duck is not happy about that performance team. They say they have no teamwork. I'm not sure if you're communicating on Discord, but the first battle was not good at all. The second one was not something I would expect if you are not communicating in a voice channel. So I won't comment on that, but Hori got more than 2k, so it's a consolation prize for them. TSIA will be barreling into the lower bracket final, and who will they meet? We'll find out soon. So it was a really quick finish for them. I don't have a room invite. So this means we're not going to be seeing SDIJ versus Arasok. We'll be waiting for that. We'll be waiting for that. I'm going to grind some tanks because I have the XP booster. Which one should I go for? I don't need the biggest fight at the moment because it's currently not a meta tank. Not something that is component driven, but I would need to grind the strip. There are a lot of lines I could grind from this tank, so I'm going to play this actually. I can research the tracks later, but I need a better gun. So I don't get absolutely hammered. It's taking some time for me to get into a tier 5 battle. and I am waiting for 2 minutes for the next game to show to be up, and I'm still waiting. APAC server is quite dead at the moment. I'm still waiting. I'm still not in the battle in a tier 5 tank. Oh dear. There are 37 people queuing. Good afternoon, Nephils. How are you doing? Oh, finally, I'm in a battle. Yes, I can grind my striff. I basically have ground all the tanks for the EU server. APAC is just way behind because I'm not playing on that server. So let's see. I might try to go to this position. No, can I hold down? Probably not. I might get shot, which is not nice. Oh. Oh, I received a bounce. Okay. Oh wow, someone's going out in the open. That was not a good shot. Oh, a one shot, and I received a bounce as well. Again. Nah, that was not a good shot. Well, that was a miss, I think. Looks like missed fair. And it's oh no, it's a shot. We've damaged them. Yeah, it's a miss for you. A good shot from whoever they are. Oh, A20 is a one shot. Oh my god. Oh, hello. No, that was a bad shot. So it's one tank down. Hopefully another tank down soon. Oh, the 82. Look to push on me. Oh my god. Ah.
It's working, but not very well. Ricochet.
That was a ricochet. That was a really tough tank to penetrate. I must admit. A bit of trouble here. I don't think I will win this one. No.
Everybody out.
It's not going to work, is it? While we're not going to watch this fight, do we have results for other groups? So let's find out now. I'm going to activate the screen. Yes. Okay, so we have SBZ 2-0 against Agony. Good job to SBZ. but that's just the beginning. We also have UX 2-0 against BRVT. Group 4, we have TSIA 2-0 against Minos. GHV 2-0 against KZZ. Group 7, Sorcerer 2-0 against M1, which is to be expected. And finally, we have Rise 2-0 against CX and Z, which means no surprises here. And we can update the leaderboard now, which will see no changes essentially to the table. But why not put all the results in here? So we have 24. Is it 24 teams that are still in the running? I think. Oh. And yes, here we have the Cups leaderboard. In the first place, we have Risk, ID, Nomad, and GB with 12,199 cups. NQRY, Insert, SDIJ, XBT occupying the last 4 positions in the top 8 with 9,677 cups. 8,525 cups, 7,923 cups, and 7,423 cups respectively. Arasok, Scam, Nemap, TSIA, Instant with 1, Rise, and EVG in occupying the Challengers tournament spots. UQ, good chance for them to get into top 16 tonight if they qualify. And Lemur, can they enter the top 20 tonight? We will find out soon. But I don't think it will be tonight though. So we will play some more. I'll play one more, or maybe not. Let's see if the room is. I'm going to wait for the room because I have no idea. I have no idea how long it will take for me to queue. So I'm not going to risk that. Into this, not this. I need to remove this screen. But now we are going to be. Now we're seeing NQRY. No, I'm not sure what we're seeing here, but only 2 teams from each could qualify. Nomad, UQ, KW. Yeah. We might see some results. Actually, let's reload this screen. Oh wow. UQ knocked out Nomad and put them to the lower bracket final where they would be facing KWG. This is an upset. This is an upset, I have to admit. Have I stopped calibrating UQ? No, not yet actually. I haven't stopped calibrating UQ. But this is an important win for UQ. nonetheless, that will in fact send them straight up to the power rating table. And on that, the power rating will suffer a lot. Not gonna lie, this is not something I expect here. Well done to UQ. ID 2-0 against Crank, which is to be expected. This is the last chance for SPZ to do well because they can't drop out like that. XPT still play against Scam, and we have SDIJ still playing against Arasok, and Riz still playing against Insert, but EVG 2-0 against Lemur, which is also to be expected. That will send them down the power rating, but I will calibrate them as the EVG of Winter for now because they have players from Winter, so this will make more sense for me to do so. And then we have GV 2-0 against Insert with the number 1. And finally, still matches are happening for Group 8. So we can now see the changes applied. And I believe SDIJ versus Arasok is not going to end in a 2-0 victory for either. So I believe we might be expecting a tiebreaker, which we missed, unfortunately. Yes, there is Minos player 938. I hope you will get better from that performance. But I mean, this is pretty much the performance. I don't want to say it's the worst, but it will be like as bad as you can get. So there is only a way forward, which I think there will be a lot that you can improve on, which is good because you know, like the mistakes that you have. But I think it's beyond communication mistakes there. There is a lot of room for improvement without improving communication. So the first thing would be to be more aware of your surroundings, I would say. This is kind of my 2 cents for your team. I really hope you can improve in the next one. And it will be seeing SDIJ not being knocked out by Arasok. Arasok is through to day 2. Well done to Arasok. Now pressure is on SDIJ. What is the scoreline for SDIJ versus Arasok? It is a 1-2 defeat. Close one for SDIJ, but they cannot crash out. And this will send the top 8 fight wide open. Right, SDIJ could potentially lose the top 8 spot if they lose to TSIA here. So it's all or nothing. They have to perform really well now. So do we have more results coming through? I'm just going to quickly look before we jump into the waiting room. XPT 2-0 against Scam. Great job to XPT. And then we have Insert 2-0 against Risk. It's an upset, but will it deter Risk from qualifying? They have to win against 10JK. They can't lose that. That will also be bad news for them. And Nemat won against ARWV. There are lots of upsets tonight. The top 8 fight will be wide open if a couple of the favorites crash out, which is not good. But at least we know Insert, there is a good chance for them to finish first if they are able to win against Risk. But this is the first one to win. They have to win the next one as well in order to gain a good number of cups. to still be above XPT, because this is their target. They want to be above XPT in order to secure a top 8 finish. So 3 minutes left to go. TSIA against SDIJ, an even tougher opponent for them. SDIJ, I have no idea whether they've beaten a TSIA before, but this is going to be their only chance. If they want to be in the top 8, then they cannot lose against TSIA. That could potentially put Arasok or SBZ into top 8 tonight. TSIA will be taking a double Strift K, a Super Conqueror, an IS-7, an IS-4, a Crown Varget, and a 60p. SDIJ, on the other hand, they will be taking double Strift K, an IS-4, a T110E5, a T100LT, and double MLE. Black Goville. It's very open. It's an extremely open map. So a light tank would be really helpful. TSIA is not taking a light tank, so this could be an issue. SDIJ with that light tank is going to do a little spotting and will be locating where TSI is going to go. And in the rotation, if SDIJ has the cat lead, which is likely given that they have mobile tanks here, mostly mobile tanks, then SDIJ would that it will be TSIA that needs to rotate, and SDIJ with their light tank could could do the same role as the T100LT of Arasok to spot them where they rotate and respond to that rotation. So in terms of lineup, I think SDIJ has the advantage here. And with that lineup, I would assume that they would go for AB, because those tanks are not equipped to play in the low ground. As for TSIA, I would say they are more suited for the C area. So I could imagine that we could see SDIJ going into A, TSI going into C. It will be interesting to see which clan has the cap lead first. I imagine SDIJ will stop for a little bit because they don't know if TSI will go there. But TSI would know SDIJ would likely not go to C. So I don't know, I believe this is how this battle will pan out. I think TSI could get a cap lead unless the light tank of SDIJ goes into cap right at the start. But that would not be good, because you want to know where TSI is going to go first. And let's see if I'm right about that. If SDIJ knows where TSI is going to go, then they will have a better chance to get the cap lead. But I'm wrong. SDIJ will go for C. It's going to be a brawl situation here. TSIA, are they ready for this? SDIJ, that T100LT is going to go straight into A right at the start. Spotting nothing near A, stopping a little bit because they will not get B or C. And TSIA, the tank's been spotted. Good shots onto Chinese. It's about focus fire though, maybe not, because both teams are holding, but SDIJ has a bright start with the shots going straight onto TSIA, TSIA returning little. And TSIA is now barreling in 5 versus 4 here. Great job to SDIJ. This push could work, but they need focus fire. They need that focus fire. They're looking to take out Sunny Dolls, and it will be a great first kill. Next time they're going for will be Chinese, Xing Yi, and WH is now down to a one-shot, and they need to support WH. Chinese is still alive and will be killed by Super Mouse. It will be the case here. SDIJ Forge and Came Blue Well ignoring the IS-4 1 versus 1 fight, but this is a commanding performance by SDIJ. Well done. Fancy gets the kill onto 155, and disappearing Poland is being taken out by the 3 SDIJ tanks. Amazing stuff by SDIJ. That's great focus fire, or maybe a great focus fire. On top of that, it's their decisiveness to push in, and TSIA they have to work their numbers better. They don't seem to be working as a unit here. But more to do with SDIJ playing this one brilliantly, and they now have the advantage. They are now leading 1-0. Well done. And let's see. Okay, so we'll go. I will get the enter a point for SDIJ. Currently 1-0 against TSIA. Looking back at the damage done by both teams, you can see TSIA, there are only 2 tanks doing more than 2k, but SDIJ 6 tanks doing more than 2k. That push went smoothly for SDIJ, and TSIA were struggling to deal with the ferocity. Things would be different this time. SDIJ would approach this one a little bit more carefully. And TSIA, they have a bright start, but comebacks happen. EVG lost to TSIA despite winning 1-0 at the beginning. So, I mean, that win from EVG is also a really strong win. So, SDIJ, not the time to give up yet. Not the time to let their guard down yet. They still have a long way to go, but at least they will not have a pressure to win 2 in a row. They just have to win 1 more, and that's already quite important. TSIA changing their tanks to a more heavily armored setup. They're now taking double 60 TPs. An IS-4, IS-7, T1 T5, Strift K, and Super Conk. SDIJ continue to take these tanks. I don't think there are any changes on SDIJ's side, but can they continue to be aggressive? There is a bigger chance for SDIJ to bounce now, so will the push from last battle work? I don't think that will be the case. TSI will be completely ready for this, so we could see some changes here for both teams. But again, TSI with no light tank in a big open map like Black Yeovil is going to be putting them in a disadvantage. And I don't really like when teams don't take a light tank or medium tank in an open map, because why would you not when you have the chance to telegraph lots of information to the other team. TSI this time, they will go to a different side, but SDIJ will also go for a different side. Arguably, it will be a better side for SDIJ with the tanks they're taking. There is a little bit more terrain there. And King Bluewell is going there. It's going down. I cannot get that tank here. Get that player here. Player view here. They're spotting no one. He's spotting no one. But Sunny Doors is going to get C. Oh, good reset shot. But Obaya takes a double tap from Sunny Doors, and at 155. TSI is trying to capture A again, but SDIJ, they did not have the best start. They are down by more than 1k hit points. But SDIJ, they have 3 tanks near the cave side, but they are dropping hit points still. I don't think this is going to work really nicely. They're pushing in a numerical disadvantage, and that's not what you want to do. Force is now really low, and I think SDIJ is in deep trouble. They have to be on point with the focus fire on the cave side. Forge has to be careful here. As we can see from this point of view, WH needs to put a shell to Round Fury. Forge is now dead. The rest of SDIJ is coming in to support the team. WH receives a double HE shell. Oh my god, this is going to put WH into such a terrible situation. And will be killed. And it's now a 5 versus 5. SDIJ with slightly better focus fire. This will be really important in the late game stages. And TSI is really spread out. I think SDIJ could make a comeback here, to be honest with you. Despite a really questionable push down the cave side, it was really their focus fire which brought them back. And it's now 3 versus 5. What a comeback from SDIJ. I'm impressed about their teamwork. Great teamwork here. Nefra now looking for disappearing Poland. And Obaya now a good shot onto Great Sage. I think the double strip gates might be looking for that. But they are now turning attention onto 60 TPs. There is some miscommunication over here, but it's minimal. Obaya looking for the big shot onto Disappearing Poland, killing Disappearing Poland. And we have Great Sage of the game, leaving ICFC the last person standing. Well done to SDIJ. Focus, fire, teamwork. Absolutely crucial. TSIA caught spreading out way too much. Despite SDIJ, that push was not the best timed for them. It was teamwork that brought them over over the line. That will send SDIJ to day 2, which means we were going to say goodbye to TSIA. The first time they are not qualifying to the day 2. Congratulations to SDIJ and Arasok. Both of these teams deserve to be in day 2, and we're now on to the grand final. Arasok versus SDIJ. Very impressed about SDIJ's teamwork and focus fire. They have to continue with that good performance in the next one. And then TSIA, they have to improve their focus their focus fire and their organization massively. They look a little bit all over the place tonight. There is a lot to improve on. But yeah, no surprises here whatsoever. Hi Tim, how are you doing? Okay, we have Nomad 2-0 against KWG, so no surprises again for Group 1. We have SVZ getting their revenge back. 2-0 against Crank, not a surprise again. Scam, 2-0 against UX. Next we have SDIJ, we know that already. Risk 2-0 against 10JK, no surprises here too. Group 6, Lieber 2-0 against GH3, also no surprises here. Group 7, we have Insert 2-0 against Sourcener. An important one for Sourcener, but they will not qualify to day 2 again. NQRY is still playing against Rise, and this could change matters. If NQRY does not qualify, a top 8 fight will be wide open. And they're currently in the 5th place, so they don't want that to happen. The Cups, we are going to be seeing the following changes. We have so 1, 2. Okay, we have 6 that not. Yeah. So looking at the table here, NQRY, if they don't qualify tonight, they will have 9,677 cups. The difference between NQRY and SVZ will just be only about 1,300 cups. So they must win. They must win. But we still have Risk, ID, Nomad, and GV in the 1st place. Insert with an I is now in the 5th place if NQRY does not qualify. SDIJ 7th, XPT 8th, SBZ 9th, Arasok 10th, Scam, Nomad, Insert with a 1. TSIA, EVG, and UQ occupying the remaining spots in the Challenges tournament. I'm going to reload and see. We have results for Group 8. I really hope NQRY will be through because they were very good against Risk previously. Oh, it was a 2-0 victory for NQRY in the end. No surprises here, but I imagine those games would have gone on for quite some time. So that means NQRY is back to the 5th place, and we will go to the waiting room now. So this is the lineup here. We are seeing we're going to be seeing Dynasty Sparrow. SDIJ wants to win against Arasok, because if you finish first place and second place, first place on the first day, second place on the second day, you will get more cups. And if you finish second place on the first day and first place on the second day, that's how the current system works. So the first day has a little bit more importance if you want to finish a position higher. That's a bit of a tongue twister, but I got it in the end. SDIJ, they're taking quadruple 50Bs, double IS7s, Strift K, Arasok. Daichina needs to get ready. This is like the second time they're not ready in the last moment. They pressed the ready button. He pressed the ready button with 1 or 2 seconds remaining to go. Please don't give us heart attacks. Or the Arasok clan lead, Arasok team captain heart attacks. Come on. But Arasok will be taking double IS4, double IS7. Imagine a T110E5 and a VK90. But someone needs to tell SDIJ they have to perform well in the grand final. Because it matters a lot if they finish second, and if Arasok finish second, then they will be bridging the gap, and they don't want to do that. But quadruple 50Bs, what is the idea here? Interesting stuff. And Arasok, we have Door going straight into C, capturing that base first, but the 50B push has been spotted. Ogia in the 90-0 would not be happy about this push. He would not last for long. Poor little Ogia. Oh, but Arasok came prepared. They are ready for the 50Bs to push onto Ogia. But K Blue Whale didn't hear the rest of SDIJ's voice call and pushed it alone. The focus is now onto K Blue Whale for Arasok, obviously. And SDIJ switched their attention to Daytona. The first kill for SDIJ. Also, they are taking way too long to get a tank out. They really need to do that. SDIJ, that leaves H5 isolated. It was actually a good start for SDIJ. Nephrin is now out of the fight. Arasok's focus fire agenda is all over the place, sadly. There are a couple of tanks that they would have been able to take out quite quickly. The SDIJ, their decisiveness, switching attention, but the hitbox is still close though, so it's not over for Arasok. SDIJ needs to continue this momentum. They're looking to get Noi out of the fight. Surge Aguero is out of the way. WH is now really low. And Arasok needs to get some shots in. WH down to 1 shot, but they will go into safety, put a shot onto Noi, and Super Mouse will put a kill onto Noi, and this would mean it's going to be a 4 versus 5. Arasok is still struggling. WH has to run away because the rest of Arasok team is going to catch up with WH. WH receives a back shot from Heroi, and Karen gets the kill onto WH. Important kill over here. Obaya, very healthy. Will not kill Karen, but it's going to be K Blue Whale killing Karen. And now attention is turning onto Door. Super Mouse is fully reloaded, looking to clip out Door. K Blue Whale is out of the fight. Door is now out of the way. This is looking to be a win for SDIJ. I am impressed. That quadrupled AMX50B strategy worked out in the end. Or might have jinxed this anyway. Super Mouse is quite low, but Obaya still has a lot of hit points, so they can use those hit points. Take some shots. Oh, that was an extremely high roll from Ogia. However, SDIJ does not have the caps. And Super Mouse a 1 shot. Obaya is trying to brawl against Obaya's trying to brawl against Hero. I think there is still a chance that Arasok could win this. There is still a chance. A big HE shot there. Great HE shot. Obaya has to get all the shells in before Hero reloads. Oh, it's a bounce though. And kills Obaya. important kill. Oh, SDIJ. I think they might have thrown this one away. Unless Super Mouse survives. Oh my god. Arasok actually wins this. Oh no, SDIJ, those bounces. That strategy could have worked. But those bounces lost them the game. Oh no. It was a valiant effort by SDIJ to use this lineup. And I mean, they have good response. A couple of communication lapses. But overall, if they don't bounce those shots, they will win. Quite comfortably, to be honest with you. Arasok, that was an amazing performance in the last minute. Getting important HE penetration onto those AMX50Bs. And this is the downside of taking AMX50Bs, because you will get HE'd quite easily on the side and the back. But it's 1-0 for Arasok, and SDIJ, they have to change things up. They don't want to miss the opportunity to get points. And we could see Arasok this time. Are they going to take quadruple to be same as SDIJ? Both of them are not playing this one seriously, but I must reiterate, getting first place is going to be very important. That gives you the bargaining power to finish a position lower than than any team above top 8 above you on day 2 on the leaderboard. I mean the teams that are above you on leaderboard, if they finish a position higher and you finish a position lower and you finish a position higher than you know what I mean. So the main point is get the first place. It's going to be worth it. It's going to be worth it, trust me. To the maps, and you know what I would mean that to. For example, if SDIJ gets second place on the second day, Arasok third place, and Arasok gets the first place and SDIJ second place, Arasok will still get more cups than SDIJ, and that's maths for you. So it's more important for Arasok to get the first place here. Can they show SDIJ how to play the quadruple 50Bs? We will see here.
Move out.
So Arasok committing their forces over to B and C, and SDIJ, oh, tanks, VK, double VK spotted already. They would need to put a base shot onto no, or if they couldn't, oh, good first shot onto no. Second shot was a bounce, but the 50Bs are doing exactly the same thing. Came to the well. In the bounce, it's absolutely in trouble. But look at this base shot coming from as VK 72.0 VK ignore the bounce. Great shot to bounce. I am so sorry to fancy. I think this is not exactly what SDIJ was hoping for. They were hoping Cable Well to be rushed, but Arasok knows they cannot focus the mouse. So they will get in another time. They will get Fancy out first. Carrying base shot. Oh, great fire too. Hit points are now neck and neck. Arasok just going for a YOLO push. I mean, this is just brutal from Arasok. I feel so sorry for Fancy. Maybe Fancy has done something wrong to Arasok to legislate this kind of brutality. But Daytona is now dead. Porsche is now off. 5-4 versus 4 Fancy still. Oh my god, we can see I don't know. Briefly different is about door, but look at this. WH is a one shot. Oh, this is so brutal. The mouse is still alive. Arasok has got the agenda not to focus the mouse. But Super Mouse bounced that shot. There is still chance for Arasok to make a comeback here. It's 3 versus 3, but both of them bounced different. SDIJ, a lot of bounces tonight against SDIJ. SDIJ, I don't know. Oh, great ram from Morgia onto Nephron. SDIJ, you don't want to fluff this. There's a kill from Super Mouse onto no. But also, are they focusing their Mouse or are they turning the attention to Super Mouse? They have to choose either one. But their focus is on King Bluewell because they have lower hit points. And King Bluewell is looking to put a shot onto Ogia. They cannot bounce that shot. Hero are doing a great job trying to shoot Ogia, but no. Super Mouse gets Ogia instead. King Bluewell isn't able to get a bounce or two at the moment, and Hero is being a total nuisance too. Super Mouse and King Blue is trying to get a bounce. But oh, King Blue gets a bounce, and SDIJ, I think they will take the next one. Great job to SDIJ. What a comeback! Despite Fancy's evisceration right at the start. Great 80 shot from Super Mouse onto the backside of Hero, and game on. Well done, SDIJ. Although although King Bluewell gets killed, Super Mouse will get a kill on the Hero, and we are now going to a tiebreaker. 1-1 to 1-1 to both teams. And Fancy will be impressed about his team performance, despite getting, despite that situation. It was nothing you could do about that. Nothing you could do to stop Arasok's. Focus fire right here. But yeah, SDIJ almost lost that, to be honest with you. If they for the bounces again, SDIJ have to make sure they don't bounce a lot of shells tomorrow. And we are now on to Vineyards. Arasok. They're going to be taking double tanks, double IS4, double IS7, double Crown Wagon, and a Concept 1B. I think the Concept 1B could work really well on this map. Undulated map and really good hold down. But they don't have a light tank, so this could be an issue for Arasok. With SDIJ, are they also not taking in a light tank? Oh no, I hate that. Can I just declare a loss for both these teams already? No light tanks on Vineyards, come on. What are you doing? Oh, yes, watch take a medium or light. Yes. 140, go for it. Yes. No, get ready. 140. Oh no, why? Why did you take the IS7? The 140 was a good choice. Ah, come on. Are they trying to test me there? But SDIJ, strip K, and MLE, a T125, and an IS7. No mediums on Vineyards, or lights either. I am absolutely disappointed, and my day is ruined because of that. But yeah, where will both teams go here?
Let's go.
Let's see. Arasok, red team from the north spawn. They're going for A or B or the middle side, and SDIJ going for the northwestern corner. We can see a big brawl coming in soon though. But it will be Nephrin going into B first. And that will give SDIJ the cat lead, potentially. Arasok only sending one tank away. Oh, we can see a big push coming down the bridge side. But that will be that will all be spotted here. SDIJ will be completely ready for this, and Arasok cannot make this push. Sadly, Ogia and Dor might have to pull back. But Fancy is caught out of position. Down to 584 hit points, and SDIJ is really not responding to... Oh, maybe they are responding now. They're now trying to take out Ogia. With Nephrin being flanked from behind, the double crown bargains, trying to get Fancy out of the way. It will be the first kill for Arasok. Ogia It's now very low. Nephrin gets a great shot there, but Arasok is turning the attention to Nephrin, but our SDIJ has now moved forward to take out Daytona and also H5. Olga is now out. It's a 6 versus 6 situation. This has descended into pandemonium. Nephrin down to 1 shot. On fire! Important fire there. Hero is going to get the kill onto Nephrin. Arasok 5 versus 5. More hit points in favor. More hit points for Arasok at the moment, but this could very well change. SDIJ trying to take out Heroi 2 versus 1. This will be an important kill for SDIJ, but Lui is now trying to come in to support Heroi, taking out Obaya. And Heroi, great shot onto King Bluewell. King Bluewell gets Heroi out of the way. It's a 4 versus 4 situation. Hit was still neck and neck. WH still really healthy. Gets Karen out of the fight. 3 versus 3. We don't know how this is going to go. If King Bluewell is able to put a couple more shots, I think SDIJ will get this one. And I think they will win. Unless I jinx it again, which I hope I don't. H5's down to 1 shot. King Bluewell's ready to receive the kill. No. Oh, H5 gets the kill instead. 3 versus 2. H5 is out. SDIJ is looking strong. They're looking to take home this victory, and they will finish in the first place. No is out of the fight. And well done to SDIJ. Great response to Arasok's push, and both teams, these and Focus Fire, SDIJ looks more coordinated when playing together, to be honest with you. And I do expect them to do well tomorrow again. It's a bounce to WH onto door, but SDIJ absolutely have to stop bouncing too many shots, and that will be crucial in the top 8 fights. Another bounce from WHD. You have to be careful of that. But the Super Mouse is doing a good job in shielding WH receiving a shot from Door. But it's going to be game over for Arasok. Well, oh! Door gets WH out. And, which means WH is unable to put a shot in. But Super Mouse is going to get that kill. 2-1 for SDIJ. And SDIJ will win Group 4 and get a crucial number of cups, and they're getting closer to top 8 than ever. Well done, SDIJ. 4 tanks to a more than 2k, and Arasok very close. 2 tanks. The top 2 tanks doing almost 10k in total. The rest of the team kind of let them down. But it was a great night for both of these teams. At least they are through. At least Arasok is through to tomorrow. This is the most important for them. There's still a chance for for Arasok to be in the top 8, but it's going to be hard. They have to play really well tomorrow, and also the first day of the 4th Proof of Skill tournament. But they will not be out of top 16, essentially, I would say. So well done to all these teams. Let's look at the results of other groups. All right. So all the games have finished. Nomad 2-0 against UQ, which means UQ will not get an extra number of cups. Meanwhile, we have ID 2-1 against SBZ. It was a close one for SBZ again, but ID will get the first place. XPT 2-1 against Scam. Scam winning 1, which is good for them, but they will succumb to a defeat against XPT. We know SDIJ won 2-1 against Arasok. Risk 2-0 against Insert, which will be an important win for Risk, and a gutting loss for Insert. They have a lot to improve tomorrow. EVG 2-0 against Lieber. GB 2-1 against Insert with the number 1. And finally, NQRY 2-0 against Nemad. No surprises in the end. it was, I mean, the Cubs leaderboard will not change a lot. And we can show the Cubs, we can update the Cubs leaderboard now. And our top 8 will look like this. Inserts is now in the 8th place. They're very close to being knocked out. XPT have increased their lead over the 9th place. We will see a draw very soon, but Risk, ID, Norma, and GV will still be in the 1st place with 16,205 Cubs. Anchor Y in the 5th still, SDIJ 6th, XPT 7th, Insert 8th, SPZ and SBZ the 9th place, and EVG that their group win will send them to the 10th place. Um, 10th place, and Arasok in 11th place. Scam 12th, Limat 13th, Insert with the number 1, 14th TSIA, the 4th and 15th, UQ in 16th, and there is a good chance I'm going to see if Lemur is just outside of top 20. They have 22,673, but if they finish in the 2nd place tomorrow, which is quite likely, that we will. Then let's see if they will overtake TSIA, which they do not overtake TSIA just yet. So TSIA is safe, likely safe in the top 16 for now. And let's look at and let's see if we have the day 2 bracket drawn already. We haven't. We're going to wait for. We're going to play a game in Strift M42, and I will catch you up with the 2nd day draw. And I hope I don't wait another 3 minutes for another tier 5 game. And we're in. Yeah.
Up and at 'em, lads.
How is the level? Pushing, yeah. Good chance for Crusader to win this fight. I'm going to let the Crusader do that. Oh my god. That was very painful. Oh, don't tell me you can't kill that tank. Oh, that was not good.
That one didn't go through.
Oh, we're really capturing the base. Oh my god, I can't penetrate this.
Penetration. Enemy vehicle destroyed.
We lost another one. And it's Matilda.
Bail out. This vehicle has had
Nope.
it.
That did not work. Because look at Little and also Hector, they're not even in the game. And I mean in the fight, so I'm not going to dwell on this too long. It's another loss, likely. I hope the draw is out. Now I think 5 minutes have passed. Let's see. I think so. Yeah, the draw is out. And we will have an interesting draw. Let me show the brackets. Okay, so group 1 we have Risk, Insert with the number 1, GB and UQ. So Risk and GB are in the same group, unfortunately. But that doesn't matter because Risk and GB have the same number of cups. So if either one of them goes down to the second place, they are still in the top 8 comfortably. So no pressure for both of these teams. So Insert might be able to spoil the party, but at least Insert would be safe for another day in the top 16. That would be good. Nomad, NQRY, and Insert in the same group, and SPZ too. This is a really tough group. I could see things going either way. But if Insert cannot win SVZ, then Insert will not be in the top 8. Meanwhile, we have Group 3 with ID Scam, SDIJ, Arasok, another tough group. Arasok can upset ID again. That's that can be that is possible, and SDIJ have to make sure they win against Arasok. And finally, Group 4 we have Nemer, EBG again in the same group. XPT and Nemat. First up, will Nemat be able to beat XPT? And I don't know. All 4 groups look very dangerous. I think Group 1 is more obvious that in the positioning of the teams, and I would not say so about Group 2, Group 3, and even Group 4. Yes. It could go either way. I think those 4 groups, yeah, this is going to be a really interesting night. Tomorrow, a top 8 could still shovel. I don't know what will happen here. No one can foresee what tomorrow's result's going to be. Anyone can. SBZ, EVG, and Arasok could still have a chance to get into the top 8. XPT, if they don't do well tomorrow, their bracket is not terrible, but I could see them finish below top below top 8 if their teams below them do well tomorrow. So yeah, that's so I think the only 6 teams that are the 5 teams I would say relatively same the top 8 would be Ritz, ID, Nomad, GB, and NQRY, but not much beyond that. They all have an important night tomorrow. So thank you all for watching. I'll see you tomorrow, and I'll close the screen and bye for now.